Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Speak On It podcast. I am your host, Big Mike, here with you tonight. We're gonna get this started. It's been a long week of sports, and there's a lot. This is the golden period of the year where everything is popping off. We've got football, we've got college football, NFL, MLB playoffs starting, WNBA playoffs in full effect. The NBA preseason started, media day and preseason starting in a not too long, about a couple weeks. I know, and the NHL season starts next week. There's a lot going on. We've got a UFC fight this weekend. There is so much going on, and we are here to recap and go over it with you all. No, I cannot do this alone. I've got the mad producer. We run in the three-man weave. Got the mad producer, podcast Poppy in the building.
Talk about great timing.
I'm good at what I do. And we have fashionably late to the party. Anthony is here tonight.
Yes, I am the reason why we are starting at 11:13 p.m., guys. I do apologize. But also, I got to rock the pink because October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I have the wristband.
We love that. We love that. Actually, we're gonna give a round of applause for breast cancer awareness. We're gonna definitely do that. But let's get right into it. We're gonna kick this off like we usually do this time of the year with foosball, as as James would call it, foosball, and kind of football. NFL turned on his head. Davante Adams. I don't know where you would rank him. It's all subjective. You don't watch football you don't watch football if you don't have that man in top 5 receivers. And he has demanded a trade from Anthony's Raiders
for the second time in 2 seasons. Wouldn't be the first time he's requested a trade from this team.
Hopefully it's the last. And boy, oh boy, when he requested this trade, everybody was listed as a potential.
But I'm starting to like make peace with it at the end of the day. It's like
it's gonna be
It's like on one hand, it's like you don't want to lose Davante Adams. At the end of the day, it's like we have failed him. We haven't put the pieces around him that we need. We haven't provided a winning culture at the end of the day. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to put yourself in his shoes. You're going from Aaron Rodgers. I'll say even you're going from Derek Carr to freaking Gardner Minshew and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Bitten.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like, you know, even watching that NFL the wide receiver at Netflix special, and just really seeing in depth how frustrated he was, how just demoralized he was, especially with Garoppolo and whatnot. And he was still trying to keep his composure, still trying to, you know, be a team player. And it just got to a point where it's like, especially, I mean, I was there. I remember that Monday night game in Detroit. It was just bad. Jimmy Garoppolo was just like bad. I was hurting myself. I was like, somebody's got to do something. I don't know what it is. Something's got to change. And then just waking up that next morning and just seeing Josh McDaniels relieved of his duties, I was like, yes. Then Jimmy Garoppolo benched, not playing. Yes. I was just so happy, you know. And things have gotten better, but it's still not where they need to be. So I don't blame Adams. He's about to be 32 in a couple months too, so age is not on his side either. So he's got to do what he's got to do.
That was very mature of you, Anthony. Yes, and
Yeah, it was like Anthony just like had closure that he like finally admitted to everything that I've been saying over the last like year. So like I don't know if you remember this. Like 2 months before football season, Anthony fell for some like fake breaking news into the chat of the Jets traded for Devontae Adams, and he's like, "I'm not even fucking surprised." Blah 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 blah. Like I'm not even mad. Da, da, da. At that point, I knew he was done, and he just didn't want to say anything again. And then I was like, Anthony, this is not real. He goes, why would I lie? Why would I post this? I'm like, Anthony, this is not real. If anybody would know about a Jet trade, it would be me.
Our resident Woj reporter.
Because
Jets
there's not many more people in tune with what the organization does or wants to do than me, besides people who are like insiders. I would say I'm very in tune with what the team wants. I said that when Mike Williams came out. Yeah, but I also don't call everybody to be a Jet. I pick select people who should be Jets and a Jet.
I don't know. I've seen that quite a bit of times. For the damn every
saw it a lot this offseason, and what happened? I said, Mike Williams, you are a... Yeah. And what happened?
He became a Jet.
Tyron Smith, you are a...
Jet.
There's a few other guys that I said it was going to be, and it happened. So...
Every Green Bay Packer from 20.
Every Green Bay Packer was a Jet. A.J. Dillon, I swear to God, was going to be a Jet before he broke his neck. Save that for David Bakhtiari becomes Jet in like 4 weeks. He becomes a Jet to rehab just in case another tackle gets hurt. Like he'll be in the building at that point. But
the only thing I would say is I'm just happy at least we're not even entertaining Kansas City. They can go kick rocks.
I told you that.
Like, so,
I told you.
Yeah, no way he's going to be a Chief. We would never.
If you guys would have traded him to the Chiefs, I would be like, you just need to throw the whole organization away.
It's time to.
I would only do it if they gave us a first round pick. If every other team was like, we're going to do a third round, and the Chiefs will.
That's a second.
No, I know they wouldn't do it. I'm just saying, like, the only way if I was Raiders management that I would even like entertain giving Adams to them is if they offer me a first round pick.
If the Chiefs
that's it.
Devontae Adams and say, "Cool, is Patrick Mahomes available?" No, hang on. The only way that team, okay, the Chargers. Hey, is Devontae Adams? Hey, is Justin Herbert available? No. All right, cool. The Broncos. Is your whole like franchise available for sale? No. Like do in this
maybe the Niners, and maybe
where you have
they don't like
a top 2 player at their position cannot go within the division. Cannot. And I would the Raiders when I make this trade, I'd be doing what the Green Bay Packers did with Brett Favre and be like, hey, you guys aren't allowed to trade him back to our division at any point, or you owe us. I'd be putting that in every trade thing. No way this comes back to us. None.
No, I mean, there's just no way. There's, like I said, unless it was something crazy, Herschel Walker type trade, then
that would be incredible. If the Raiders were able to figure that out, like give them all the credit in the world, because boy, would that be like an insane haul. But I don't think that's going to happen.
That's not going to happen
because
we're not going to get an insane haul.
Very adamant on the Raiders don't want to eat any part of his deal. They don't want to have to pay out anything to get rid of him. I think I'm standing firm on that, because if you're no way you're making the trade to get him off the team and then be like, we're going to pay him to be off this team. No fucking way.
Unless he punched
in
the face.
No way. Unless he out the action, and he's not that type of person to go and be just a dickhead.
The Antonio Brown.
No way. I mean, if that happened and he did something incredibly crazy to get off the team, I wouldn't want him on my team. Like that, just because of that nonsense. I'd be like, yeah, no, let's not do that.
I think he's
I
handled
still would. Yeah, but even if he did with some OD shit with us, Dylan, I would still want him because again, he still has that connection with Rodgers at the end of
Yeah,
the
but
day.
then he'll just fuck me in the long run and do the same thing.
So
I don't
you're
want
still
that.
I don't think he would have with Rodgers on that team. No, I don't think so.
I mean, he did it
Because
once.
again, they have history.
He did it once.
No, I'm talking about. We're talking about he did something wild, crazy to us to the point where we want to buy him out. Yeah.
No. But
And
with
the
that being
Rodgers, the
said,
way he left Green Bay was weird because Aaron was being a diva and wouldn't commit. He wouldn't tell Devontae if he was going to retire or not. So
Aaron
he was like,
being
bro,
very bad.
he was like, bro, like, are you staying? You going? Like, should I look around? And Aaron was like, I don't know, man. I got to go in my hole. I'll let you know what happened.
Aaron was so in like a deep war with the Packers organization at that time because he hated them so much.
Mm-hmm.
He hated what that organization became. And was just like, I don't even really like you guys. Why do I want to commit to you guys at all? So like I get it. I get it. With that being said, if the Raiders aren't going to be willing to eat his salary, more than half of the trades that are people are trying to mention to make a favorite. Like I saw the most likely teams like by FanDuel today, like 10 different lists kept changing all day except for the Jets being number one because they have to make cap gymnastics happen to make the trade work. So it's like I think teams are just calling to figure out what's up, and then they're just like Devontae's going to get what Devontae wants.
And that's why I do think Pittsburgh is in play here because Pittsburgh has the money.
Pittsburgh has the money. The only thing at that point I'd worry about would be what does Devontae want long term? Does he think that situation is going to be his best chance to win? Because I don't think he wants. I think the Saints, I think, are an option. I don't think it's a very viable option because they have to hope the Raiders take on all the contract and then renegotiate whoever is on a deal past 2 years from now to move that deal along to make money work. So I don't think he wants to play with another quarterback who doesn't know him.
Well, this
Wait,
is a quarterback that doesn't know him, that he's not familiar with. There's only two.
There's only two. That's why it's like there's only two options. And who would you rather go with? Derek Carr or Aaron Rodgers? Because then you go to the Jets, you have the quarterback that you've worked with, the offensive play caller that you've worked with, the other wide receiver that you worked with. Like you have this familiarity that you've had, that you know.
And also the dark horse. I mean, it's a dark horse, but they also have the money. Is Washington. And that's not a bad place for him.
It's not a bad place for him.
Except Adams basically shitted on Washington in the offseason. That doesn't help.
Yeah, but when you watch them for the last couple games, it makes you go, "Oh, wait a minute, they're not that bad."
They're not. Their defense is terrible.
Well, but see, I trust that he's going to get that defense together. It's just going to take.
I think their defense is like a year and a half away from being like playable.
Well, they shut down the Cardinals. They did a good job against Arizona last
playable
week.
Is extreme, Dylan. Playable. Extreme.
Yeah, that's terrible. I think that's a terrible defense.
It's a bad defense. But...
I mean, how farther away from bad is terrible at all, honesty.
Because I think they're only a year, maybe a year and a half away from being a really good defense. A really good defense.
Well, that all depends on like some of the older guys where they go to, because Bobby Wagner's not going to play forever, and he isn't playing great right now either. So you have to replace a lot of these guys that are on there. I think offensively they're ahead of schedule, but again, what's that team's ceiling, and does he want to work with a rookie quarterback?
I don't know.
They're a good rookie quarterback at that.
He's a very good rookie.
He's a very good one. I'm the only one who picked himself as the rookie of the year. I'll point that out every week. But I don't know. As much as I want him to be a Jet, I'm not really like concerned because
it's inevitable.
I think it's inevitable. That's why it was one of my predictions before the season started.
You did. What did you say?
I said Devontae Adams will be a Jet.
We keep receipts. And you said he ends season on Jets.
Mm-hmm.
You also
I'm fairly confident in that.
You also said Russell Wilson would be benched by week 5. Does that count? Because he's injured. He's injured.
He's injured, but is he going to be the starting quarterback when he's healthy?
I think he'll get a game. I think he'll get a game. You also said the Raiders won't win 5 games. So
listen, you trade Devontae Adams, though, winning those games goes down. More. I think this turns into this, like, not to shit on the Raiders here, but this turns into the Raiders not being where they thought they were. Like, Devontae's not happy, hasn't been happy. Gardner Minshew stinks. I think your defense is playing above water right now. Defense is the best part of your team, I think. Your running game has been not good at all. I think the Raiders' run game has been like the league worst in running, like rushing yards per game. On it, you guys won the Ravens game, which like that probably shouldn't have happened. But then you go and you lose to that fucking Panther team, which that shouldn't have fucking happened at all. It's just like your team is in this weird purgatory where they're not ready to be a playoff team, but they shouldn't be like a top like 6 pick team, and that's gonna end up fucking you guys.
Funny enough, we should be 3-1 right now. A very bad 3-1 team at that, but because like you said, we should have beat the Panthers.
I mean, you should have beat the Panthers, but you got the dog shit kicked out of you by the Panthers. So we can't even yada, yada, yada. You got it by the Panthers. The Chargers at the end.
But surprisingly, our run game is what helped us win against Cleveland. Our defense and our run game.
That's because the defense in Cleveland is bad. The defense is bad. That defense over the last 2 years was a really good defense. It was a really good defense. They were an elite home defense, but like a bad away defense where they were giving up like, I think like 14 points a game at home and then like 28 away.
Yeah. But honestly, I also have to say the inverse too is probably true. We should easily be 1-3 right now because at the end of the day, I was watching that Browns game. They got robbed.
They did, but
I can't even sit here and be biased.
0-4 right now. That's how I see it. Either 3-1 or 0-4, and I think you got one. You stole one from the Ravens, but
we did steal.
You stole one from the Ravens. The Browns game,
but we played a good game that game, though. We legitimately played a good game.
Your defense played a fucking killer game that game,
and Gardner Minshew played well too, in that game.
Yeah, but I know what Gardner Minshew is. Like, I'm not going to sit here and go, it's going to be great. No, Gardner Minshew's Gardner Minshew. Like, you guys don't have a good option at quarterback. So, like, it is what it is. The only person on your team that I would not trade is Max Crosby. Everybody else should be available.
Everybody else can go.
Everybody else can be available. If Max Crosby doesn't end his career with a Raider, blow up the team. Blow up the team.
I wouldn't touch Bowers either.
Bowers is a rookie. He hasn't done shit for your organization, so it's like it is.
But he has a lot of upside, especially what he's done so far.
A ton of upside when he got losers thrown on the ball, so it don't matter. Like, what are we gonna do? Oh man, he's gonna spend the rest of his career catching the ball from fucking Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. Wow. Wow.
It's better than Jimmy fucking Garoppolo.
By how much? By how much?
I don't care how much. It's still better. At least you're not getting killed out there.
No matter how you season it, shit is shit.
This motherfucker was trying to get Adams killed that season.
Change the fact that you're still eating shit. Powder.
Were you not the one saying he was throwing hospital balls like all year until we had to bench him?
Oh yeah, but you were also the one saying who's going to bring you to the Super Bowl. So who's really the crazy one?
Well, again, I was going off of what he did in the past.
You mean being in the perfect situation?
Yeah, but they say that about every 49ers quarterback. They say Purdy's still in the perfect situation. There's still people who say that about him.
I forgot, who did I listen to? I was listening to Aaron Rodgers on Tuesday, and he said, and it was like the perfect thing. He's like, some quarterbacks are system quarterbacks, and some quarterbacks are the system. Purdy is not the system. Purdy is a system quarterback. Peyton Manning is the system. Tom Brady is the system. You could see Tom Brady from that third game in Tampa Bay where he was exploding on the sidelines because they were fucking up, that everything changed and they started doing everything he wanted to do because Tom Brady is the fucking system. That's what I need the Jets to do. Aaron Rodgers needs to fucking start screaming. This is what we're going to fucking do. Because boy, is he fucking garbage. Yeah,
this is a very important game for y'all this week, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. I don't think we're going to win, but I think it's going to be a tough one. But I also don't think it's going to be I don't think we have a make or break game yet.
Really?
Because still the rest of the season to do it. Again, I think we're...
Remember, you have the Bills after this.
And the Steelers after that.
And the Steelers after that.
We always play the Bills tough. That's fine. I don't trust the Steelers offense because they just don't score points. I just need to be able to not have a game like we did against Denver where we have 15 penalties and 6 false starts that take us out of position. That shit can't happen.
How do the Steelers not score points?
The Steelers
They just dropped. They scored 24 on the Colts.
Let's see how many points.
And they had to deal with horrible penalties to that game. You could probably say they were robbed too. They should be 4-0 right now.
It's also the Colts. Mike, how do you feel about the Colts?
They stink.
There we go.
What's the Colts record?
The Colts are what, 2-2? Yeah, they're 2-2.
I believe they're 2-2.
The Steelers have scored more. The Steelers have scored 20 points twice.
That's one more time than your Jets, isn't it?
Correct.
So what are we doing here, man?
They haven't played good defenses. So that's where it's I don't really know.
Well, the Broncos are a good defense, Dylan. They went into Denver and won that.
I'll give you that one. The Broncos are a good defense. What week did they play the Broncos?
So is Tennessee.
Tennessee does have a good defense.
Mm-hmm.
You guys played the Steelers?
No, but the Steelers.
And what does that have to do with anything?
The Steelers also.
The Steelers have a great defense.
But you're proclaiming that I don't know what the Steelers are going to do offensively.
I don't really know.
I don't know what the Jets are going to do offensively because
the problem is
every good defense that's played has clamped them.
Whereas if we get to pretender contender, the Jets are on there right now. They're a pretender because I don't know what they are. But I trust the defense more than I trust anything. And if I could just get a touchdown, it's just the same thing I had in the last 3 years of my life. Where it's if the Jets could score a fucking touchdown, we win the game.
The only thing I want to say is, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, it's most likely not, but I do see a world where y'all going 2-5.
Hey, that could happen. And the thing is, I still think the schedule is favorable. That's the whole key here, where it's we could lose the Vikings, we could lose the Bills. The Bills game is going to be a dogfight. Jets.
I don't think you're going to lose to the Bills.
Game. Even if we do, I'm just saying that the Jets defense always comes to play against the Bills, and if we're able to run the ball, without Hackett doing the same run plays every fucking play, then we'll be fine because I just watched Derrick Henry and the Ravens as a whole just run all over them, and they looked soft, and they didn't know what to fucking do.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams would look soft against Lamar and Derrick Henry running on.
I mean, we've only seen it twice. So. But the thing is, their defense.
Oh, that Steelers game is Sunday night too. Oh shit!
The Ravens defense plays fast. The Jets defense plays fast. If you could find a way to get somebody on the edge to prevent Josh Allen from getting on the outside, you're going to find some success. And that's usually how the Jets have beaten them in the last couple of years. I think we could beat the Steelers. Who do we have after that?
Patriots.
And we have the Patriots again.
The New England Patriots.
Yeah, I'm real fucking worried about the Patriots. The Texans. Texans have played down to their competition every fucking game.
They haven't looked good this year.
They haven't looked great, but I don't. That game's a coin flip. I don't know.
But then after that, it kind of go to Arizona, yeah. Then Indy at home.
We beat the Colts.
Seattle at home might be tough.
I think we can beat the Seahawks.
At Miami, unless they fix this quarterback situation by then.
I would say, is Tua playing? That's what
I don't really care if Tua's playing or not, to be honest. The Rams, I think we beat the Rams.
Who's playing?
At Buffalo.
What week is this?
That's also true, too. With the whole Rams, if they get Puka and Cooper, they get those guys back. That's a tough game right there.
Long day.
That's a long day.
Yeah, but their defense doesn't show up yet. We'll see where it goes later on the back half of the year, how their defense looks. But yeah, even if we were to go 2-5, I still think we're favorable.
Yeah,
and we'll be fine.
That Buffalo game where it's in Buffalo, that's kind of an L. Yeah, I don't really do well against the Bills on the road. But then you guys close it with home.
Again, it's hard to do it's not y'all aren't good against the Bills at home, like on the road. Nobody knows what the fuck this team is. That's also with however many different quarterbacks that we have playing. It's not Aaron Rodgers, not X, Y, and Z. If Devontae Adams is on this team, then it's like, okay, this whole thing gets shaken up. So it's like, all right.
But Devontae Adams would really put you guys in another level if y'all got Devontae.
The Jets, offense needs to just clean their shit up. That's it. Clean your shit up. Stop playing dumb play calling. Your first half play calling can't be run, pass. Sorry, Hackett. Everybody knows it's coming. We know it's going to be a stretch right. We know it's going to be an inside handoff, and then it's going to be play action. We all fucking know. Everybody knows. I can't be the only one here who just knows what the fuck's going to get called. We all know.
Yo, you go on Jets Twitter, they're like literally screaming for like Hackett to get fired.
It's so fucking.
They fucking hate him.
Hackett has a job is because of Aaron Rodgers. That's the only reason Hackett has a job. So it's like, I get that Patriots.
Because that Broncos loss is so inexcusable.
That the offense looks like it's the best offense the Jets have had in fucking 20 years. And then I get this performance where it's like, yeah, the Broncos defense is fucking phenomenal. Kudos to them. The Broncos defense is not responsible for fucking 13 offensive penalties. They're not. That's just irresponsible play calling. The one person who on the field who should not be doing any of these things is Tyron Smith. That is the one thing where it's like, you're going to be a fucking Hall of Famer. You're one of the best left tackles of our generation. You cannot be getting false start penalties on the one. You can fucking not. No fucking way Tyron Smith gets a false start penalty on the 1 yard line. The Jets score there, that game is done. Jets get a touchdown there, the game's over.
Or if you make the field goal. It could have easily been an ugly win for you guys.
It could have been, but the Jets shouldn't have been in a position where they needed a field goal in the ugly weather. There's so many things that led to that point where it's like, why am I going to hold Greg Zuerlein accountable for like being asked to do a shitty thing in shitty circumstances when we didn't have to be in that situation? We didn't have to be in that situation to rely on him. This game, after the first half, not even the first half, the first quarter, when it's like, hey, this doesn't look like it's going to be a Breece Hall game. Put Braylon Allen in. This is why you drafted him. To be able to spell him out. He is the bad weather back. He is the, hey, I need short yardage. Hey, it's raining. Hey, it's snowing. Hey, it's a monsoon. It's a tsunami. It's everything. He's a fucking tractor. Put him out there and just plow. Snow plow.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that is. He averaged 5 yards a carry. Why is he not on the field? I get you want your home run hitter on the field as much as you can have, but if he's not having a good game, put in the other guy. It's okay.
So, because I think I understand what you're saying, but like just for clarification, you're not talking about benching him in that game.
No,
because
I'm not talking about benching him because you need to play him.
Because so where's the line? Because he's the starter.
He's the starter.
He is your Lamborghini. He is it. He's your guy.
Yes.
So yeah, he's having a bad game, and yes, the young boy, has good numbers in his limited usage, but Breece is still the guy. Like, you're still going to give
Breece is still the guy.
ball.
I'm not saying to bench him at all.
Where's the line there?
And you have to increase the volume a little bit more, where it's like some of those Breece carries you need to give to Braylon Allen in these circumstances, because there was one drive where Braylon Allen literally got 4 straight carries of like 6 yards. And then it's like, okay, cool. Then you stopped running the ball. You brought Breece in and you stopped running the ball. Put them both in the backfield. Have Breece go out in the pass. Get Breece going in the pass game. Give him the confidence, like, oh, I can impact the game. I could do something. And then it's like, cool. You run the ball a few times. Okay, let Breece get a handoff. Okay, that you got your passing offense to push on the one. Breece gets the first hit carry. Braylon gets the next 2. Because Breece, you don't get it on the first try. Cool, we're going to bring in the tractor. We're just going to get in there.
But
that's how it should have been.
I just feel like that's hindsight, because
I've been saying this about Breece for the last 2 years.
But if the Jets ran the ball 3 straight times and got stopped, you'd be screaming, why do we have Aaron Rodgers if we're just going to run it 3 straight times?
No, but I understand why you would do it. When you bring in the 6'2", 240-pound running back, I understand what you're trying to do. I get it. You bring in Solomon Thomas as your fullback. You bring in 2 extra linemen as tight ends, and you bring in Solomon Thomas as fullback. You bring in the 6'2", 240 guy. I get what we're doing here. I support it. It's meat on meat. It's fucking just your big dudes versus my big dudes. We're getting in the end zone. I understand that. I get it. If I would have been so happy if I would have been happy, but I would have been like, I understand. We tried. Cool. I'm not going to say your hindsight, man, we should have passed the ball, because that's what Roz would have did. Roz would have used the power of hindsight. Be like, you have Aaron Rodgers throw the ball. I'm like, you also got a fucking mammoth in the fucking backfield. Let him go. Let him go. The problem is, like, once we got to that point, it was 4th and 1. We were gonna go for it. I'm like, hell yeah, good decision. 4th and 1, go for it. Tyron Smith false start. Shoot me. Fucking shoot me. That's shit. That's Zach Wilson jet shit. That's what that is. That's the worst shit. You can't do that. Can't do that. Breece Hall false starts. Aaron Rodgers looking at him like, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't know, Chief. I don't know.
Like, what's going on here? Like, Aaron is the only person that's like, so when are we gonna, like, I don't know, get our shit together? It's a frustrating game for him.
He was clearly frustrated at the podium.
Good. He should be.
Also, I'm gonna bookmark this game, because maybe it was just the Broncos really good. They got some good hits. That second half was the first time I looked at Aaron. I went,
Kind of old.
He's old.
He got hit a lot.
And he looked it.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna bookmark it. I'm not saying he's why. I'm not, none of that.
He does have a
But just
mild knee issue.
Just a mental note that
The knee issue is a nothing burger to me. That's just what happens when you play football every week.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm not thinking anything there. Damian Woody said it. No, it wasn't. It was Bart Scott. It was Bart Scott and Willie Colon after the game. They were like, Aaron Rodgers looked 50 after this game. It's like, yeah, that's what happens when you get beat up. When Brees
At 40 years old,
he's missing blitz assignments. The first 3 weeks of the season, he wasn't missing those assignments. Not a good week for Brees Hall on any of the fronts.
Aaron threw a really bad ball in the fourth quarter too.
He
that
did.
Was nobody's fault but his.
But at the same time, Aaron does these things at quarterback, which I just was shaking my head at, where it's like, no shot. This is real. Like, I'm starting to smile a little bit, but it's like, this is just how I'm not used to having good things at quarterback.
Yes, they clearly are not used to having good things.
I'm so used to just bad quarterbacking. When I forgot what play it was in the fourth quarter, where Rodgers takes the ball, takes 3 steps to the right into the blitz, just so he could get a better angle to throw the ball in the center up the seam. I was just like, no shot. No shot. That's real.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a crazy thing. That's why it's like, you see the shit like that, and then it's like all these fucking penalties. Like, the most bullshit penalty today was them giving Alan Lazard a taunting penalty for celebrating first down.
Yeah, they've been handing out a couple of those.
Alan Lazard,
he wasn't the first one.
That celebration for 6 years.
Yeah, but he wasn't the first one they gave it to. There was somebody else. I forgot the game. He kind of did that shooting thing, and they gave him a penalty for that.
Yeah, but
I forgot who it was.
Give him a warning.
They're cracking down on that. They're really just cracking down on that. For
somebody who's been doing that thing for your entire career at this point, give him a, hey, chill out. Like, it's one thing where the wide receiver's literally going, like, airing out. Who was it? Fucking the Falcons receiver was just airing out the fucking.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Drake London. I think he said a lot.
First down. Like, come on now. Like, that shit, that's ridiculous. That happened. I was like, no fucking shot you called that fucking penalty. No way. That's the penalty. All right. I see what this is. The one penalty that's not like because somebody's actively fucking up, but the guy's literally doing the fucking celebration he was doing his entire career for a first down. Come on now. First down. That's bullshit. Al Lazard was talking shit about that today. He was like, no way. Like, I've been doing that my whole career, and now I'm going to get fined for it? I might as well just never do anything ever, if that's the case. Like, I don't care if I get fined.
No fun
exactly. You took the way I was just about to say that. No fun league.
He literally like, I don't care if I'm going to get fined. Like, I'm saying it.
But you know who was having fun this weekend? Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. They were having a lot of fun at the expense of the Buffalo Bills, which I don't know if I said it to you guys. I don't know if you guys know this. I've been watching Derrick Henry's career a long time. I don't know if you know this. I'm a fan of his work. I don't know if you know this. But I don't know if you guys realize. I honestly could have told you he was set up. He was primed to have a good game against them because Derrick Henry plays very, very well in primetime games. If you go and look at
especially against the Bills
in primetime games, Derrick Henry's primetime game numbers are unbelievable because people just ignore Tennessee. We don't exist. We get our one a year. So he gets that one a year and he makes the most of it. And two, yes, Anthony, he has a history of torturing Buffalo. Like he has he's hurt their feelings quite often. Quite often. The famous Josh Norman stiff arm was against Buffalo.
I was trying to remember who that person was again. Jesus.
Oh, we'll never forget. Literally decleated
the
that
Earl
man.
Thomas, or is that
Earl
what we're
Thomas.
talking about? Because Derrick Henry also
Josh Norman got one, a nasty one.
Yeah.
Earl Thomas also got.
Earl Thomas got it because Derrick Henry also used to destroy the Ravens. Destroy the Ravens.
So yes, I could have told you he was gonna go. I now 200 yards go off. You know, hey, I mean, I've seen him do it, but
the long in the tooth. You don't expect it from the 30-year-olds.
200, I don't expect.
Yeah, exactly. 200, 150.
Yeah. I fully would have. I wouldn't even have. I would have took that bet. 150.
If you would have told me that Derrick Henry ran for 199 yards on 8 yards of carry against Buffalo, I'd be like, "What year?"
He's not washed. I'll tell you that.
He was washed last year,
no,
but he found the fountain of youth.
No, he was not washed.
Lowest career numbers.
We had this conversation. You just,
lowest career numbers. Washed.
You just never watched the games. So you
washed. No, I watched a lot of times last year.
Just look at the box score. No, he's terrible. No, he's not.
Washed. I washed. Washed.
I was screaming.
They're like, "Yo, he's old.
He's
old. Should have brought him back then. They only paid $8 million for him.
I wanted to.
You got Tony Pollard. Enjoy it.
I wanted to. None of this is hindsight. I wanted to.
You got Tony Pollard. Enjoy it.
Tony Pollard.
And I'll tell you what. Yeah, Tony Pollard's nice. Great. 3 yards of carry. Woohoo. If Derrick Henry right now, they'd be 3-1. If you
doubt
that right now, they'd be 3.
Doubt that because y'all don't run the ball, except for this week. Y'all don't run the ball. Tony Pollard needs fucking Just for Men because in the last fucking 4 weeks he has had a lot of hair fall out. A lot of hair. I saw a picture of what he looked like in his press conference versus what he looked like last week. I was like, this is a different person. But back to the Bills. This is why I wanted to see the Bills against good teams. Because they're beating the shit out of mid teams and they just got punched in the mouth. They got fucking punched in the mouth. So these are the games that matter more. Sure, you beat the fucking Jaguars by $1 billion. How'd you do against the Ravens? How'd you do against better competition? Oh, you got the shit kicked out of you, you say. All right, let's look at this team again. Let's see how it goes the next game.
Dylan, keep the same energy.
I will.
Because if they beat you on Monday Night Football,
again,
I'm building.
I'm not
opposed
to them beating us. That's the thing. It's how they beat us. If they beat the dog shit out of us, we're like, okay, cool. We're just not ready. We're just not ready. If they beat the dog shit out of us, we're just not ready to be playing with these teams. And that is what it is. This is what happens when you can't get shit to mesh. You're trying to figure it out during the season. You're not really playing in the preseason anymore. And your quarterback tore his Achilles last year, so you lost a lot of time. So it's like, okay, cool. The window now is 1 year.
Well, even before that, they're in Houston this week, so they're going to be tested again. So we'll see. See how they fare.
These 3 game stretches matter.
So,
and it's like every team that I wanted to see has a tough 3 game stretch coming up. So it's like, cool. I would love to see how these teams do in that so I can understand who they are now. The Bills, I think the Bills play Houston this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're in Houston.
I'm very interested to see how this goes because no Joe Mixon, no Dameon Pierce for the run game. I don't know if they could really rely on Cam Akers to do that, but that is clearly the strength to beat the Bills is to run the fucking football. But
sounds like a sick Nico Collins game.
We'll see. They got 3 really good weapons at wide receiver. So let's see how that goes in a solid offensive line. If their defense also plays fast, so I'm very interested to see if they can take some notes from what the Ravens were able to do and try to run Josh Allen off to the sideline as opposed to letting him run. But, I want to see how this Bills team reacts to getting punched in the mouth like they did.
Can't wait. So are they a good team? Because
the Bills are a good team. I just wanted to see how they are against other teams, like better teams.
I mean, you don't have them making the playoffs, so they can't be that good.
Again, I said after week 2, I was like, I probably should have swapped the Dolphins and the Bills because I didn't think the Dolphins were before the Tua injury. I was like, I didn't think the Dolphins were be fucking horrendous.
Yeah, because even before Tua went down, Tua was playing bad.
They were struggling.
They were struggling. Like that man was playing awful. Like
he was playing terrible. They barely beat the Jaguars. They won that game and didn't have a lead until the clock hit 0-0.
They still have not had a lead at any point
no,
this season.
Yeah,
the Jags have lost in every kind of way you could think of this. They've lost close games. They've been blown.
The Jaguars is
and one of the three of us said that before the season started.
Listen, this Jaguars team is like the epitome of like things bad teams do. Like they're back to the same old Jags. But again, fire everyone. Fire everybody. Like
it's almost like I got called crazy for saying Tennessee.
No, but you're a hater.
The second best team in that division.
You guys have one win. Like you're the third best team in your division right now. You guys best not lose to the Colts. If you guys lose to any
that division, and you know we're the second best team in the division. I don't know why you're playing this semantics.
Like record aside, I do agree with Mike. I think Tennessee is still realistically the second best team in the division. Like just when you look at the games, you look at the team makeup.
Yeah.
Again, I hate playing the shoulda, woulda, coulda game. I really hate playing the shoulda, coulda, woulda game, but they really should be record-wise. They should be in that 2 spot. Like, you're not going to convince me that the Colts are better than the Titans. I'm just not. No, that's not going to happen.
You're also not going to convince me.
You guys are us from last year.
But
that's the problem here.
I'm just sitting here because I know that you posted that power ranking that had Tennessee as the worst team.
I did it. That's not why I did it.
I saw it.
That's not why I did it.
I saw it.
Stop the cat.
That's not why I did it. If I'm going to talk shit about the Titans, I'm going to talk shit about the Titans because I don't care. I'm going to talk.
Wait, why did you post it then?
Because it was a power ranking I saw. I posted like another one too. Like I told Mike I disagreed with what the power ranking was because I don't think the Titans were the worst team in football. They were one of them.
That's crazy how they had them as the worst. They had them dead last at 32. That was wild.
I still think the Patriots are worse than all of these teams. I think the Patriots are the worst team in football.
I think Jacksonville.
Yeah, the Patriots are the worst. I think the Patriots are worse than the Jacksonville.
Handedly.
I don't. I think
because you look at that. No, because you look at least the Jaguars. At least even by last game, they actually can score. Like the Patriots legitimately cannot score. They can't even move the ball. Like I'm watching.
They can't do anything.
Yeah, like I'm watching the Niners game. I was watching something. Jacoby Brissett literally couldn't do anything. It was like the same play every single time. He would get the ball. He would have to immediately run out the park because he's getting chased around by Nick Bosa. And he would either throw some errant pass or get sacked. Like, he literally couldn't do anything. And the receivers can't get open, so when he threw the ball, it went nowhere. Like, they literally don't have an offense. Like, it's bad watching New England play. Like, it's bad. Like, I see why Drake May is, like, over there on the side, just, like, holding a clip.
Don't play him.
Yeah. Just let
end his career before it starts.
Yeah, you can't put him in there. You just can't.
I think the Jags out. That's crazy.
Yeah, at least because again, I'll give some kind of credit to the Jaguars. They almost beat the Texans. You know, they at least look better offensively.
They're a not.
And Brian Thomas Jr. is a bright spot on that team.
Dog.
Yeah, he's a dog. He's a dog.
Pup.
He's a dog. This is Mike being here. No, they're a dog. Absolute dog.
Yeah, but as far as Jacksonville goes, they got to get their first win this week. I mean, they're at home against the Colts. They always beat the Colts at home. They've got to win this week. Like, if they don't win this week, good lord. Like, at this point, Doug Peterson.
I'm gonna do a little spoiler. They're probably not beating the Colts. I don't think the Colts are very good.
We might
beat some teams. Like, their defense is solid. They're off. If Anthony Richardson can just stop being fucking dumb, then they can win some games. Like, you might as well just bench him. Just play Flacco. Like, just do that. Because that
would do better with.
Also, Shane Steichen should probably be fucking fired because Anthony Richardson went out. He got hurt, sat down for a couple plays, came back in. And the very next play he got in there, Steichen ran a QB run after his quarterback just got hurt. What the fuck are we doing? Why are we not protecting our quarterback? Like, I get it. You want to use him how he's best. Like, he's not a good quarterback, but don't fucking break him. Don't break him. Like, a whole lot of good he's gonna do for you if he spends another year on the IR. Because you just can't protect him. Because he actively tries to run over everybody.
I'll say you can't hire someone to teach him how to slide.
No, because he's going to say, clean slide here, 2 yards, or 6'3", 240-pound linebacker I could try to run through. I'm going to go that way.
That I could run through for 3 yards. I'll take it.
For funsies.
I'll take the ladder. Give me that extra yard. But before we move on, and I just also relish in the fact that I like Josh Allen a lot. But Lamar once again showed us that he is the number 2 quarterback in this league. That's it, and that's all. It's Lamar.
Josh Allen didn't play great. Josh Allen did have a fucking ridiculous throw on the sideline where he was literally on his way out, like 2-3 guys converging on him, and just hit Shakir on his fucking wild throw. And I was like, no shot that happened. I was like, credit where credit's due. That's a phenomenal fucking play by Josh Allen. Is it a reckless play because that ball could sail? Yes. But, like, that was a phenomenal ball. So, kudos to him. But he did not have a good game.
Lamar is the second best quarterback.
He's 3-1, and Lamar's 2-2. But, yeah.
Lamar's better than him and beat the dog shit out of him on national TV.
It's week 4, buddy. So,
you all know how good Lamar is?
14 more weeks to go.
I feel like if the Ravens also played the dog shit that the fucking Bills played, they'd also be 3-1. They'd actually be 4.
Well, according to you guys, we're dog shit. They didn't beat us.
No, they are. You guys are dog shit. But and again, you stole one, and you even said we stole.
Oh yeah, but we stole it though. So
you stole it. So they're 3-1. But again,
you said it. They had played dog shit teams, and you're 3-1. We're dog shit.
One of the 2 worst teams in football.
What?
Well, the Jaguars one of the 2 worst teams in football.
Yeah, they are one of the 2 worst teams in football.
Perfect. They would beat the shit out of the Jaguars. Let's go by the other 3 teams the Bills played before we get to the Ravens. The Dolphins. The Dolphins are also not good at football. This is before 2 of them.
No, they're not
good at football. The Ravens also would have won that game.
I'll give you that.
They would have beaten the dog shit out of the Cardinals too.
I wouldn't say beat the dog shit, but they probably would have beaten Arizona.
And then they beat the dog shit of the Bills. So if they played that same exact schedule, they'd be 4-0.
But even with the Dolphins, I mean, there's no Tua shouldn't have been playing that fucking bad. He's not a bad quarterback.
He's mid, but he was playing bad against the Jaguars too. Like, let's not forget that. Like, when Miami is good, they're fucking incredible. We haven't
and then
seen that when Tua was healthy, and I don't know what Tua is going to be when he comes back. Like, I would like to say Tua is going to be like a better version of Tua, of the 2024, 2025 Tua, but I don't know.
It might be too late when he comes back.
But I also said after Tua got that contract, I was like, "Wait, we might have gotten the best version too. He got paid. It's time for him to stink now. It's time for him to stink." I said that. I got called a hater. I got called a hater.
You are a hater.
Was he playing terrible before he got hurt?
He wasn't playing good.
He threw 3 interceptions like the first half.
The only thing I say is we've only seen a game and a half of Tua. It's not like Trevor Lawrence where it's like homeboy's 0-4 and he's getting paid damn near $300 million.
No, that's bad. That's bad. But we didn't need to see any more from Tua in that Bills game.
Nah. The only thing I'll say, like I said, it's a very tiny sample size. I feel like if Tua didn't get hurt and he was still playing, he would have gotten more back to form. He absolutely would have. And
I don't know. Eventually, but I don't know when that eventually is. Like, I don't know what game would have done it, because it's not like the Dolphins have played a easy schedule. They've played some tough teams there, so it's harder for them to have done that. I've heard a couple different rumors that Tyreek Hill has been mentioned in trade conversations.
Yeah, I heard that bullshit.
Because now that they're talking about blowing up this entire fucking Dolphins team.
Yeah, because everyone's fickle and everyone overreacts and just.
Well, they have a lot of money wrapped up into this team for it to like not be great.
That is also very true. They're paying a lot of people.
They just paid Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey's been dog shit. He's been
he hasn't been good. Has Bradley Chubb done anything?
He gets a lot of pressures and doesn't get sacks. Like, it's the story of his career. Jalen Phillips is out for the rest of the year. You have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle making a fucking $1 billion each. Tua just got paid a shit ton of money. Like, they got a lot of money wrapped into this team. And I follow one of the Miami beat writers, and he's like, I feel like this Miami team and like Chris Greer and them are going to probably try to move on from Tua somehow and like start a rebuild. I was like, that's wild when you pay all these guys to do it.
It is.
Like, if that happens, then the Dolphins deserve everything they're going to get. You're just going to be like, oh, we pay everybody. We're not even going to fucking keep it together. Fuck it. We're not going to get 3 full years out of this. That's dog shit. That's bad team shit.
It is. Let's play our favorite game, Contender or Pretender. Oh, I don't know why I thought music was going to start playing. No. We'll do this in silence.
Okay. Silence.
Okay. Pretender or Contender, Pretender. You know how this works. It is the quarter point. We'll do this at the quarter point of the season, and we will do this 4 weeks from now at the halfway point. At the halfway point, we'll also make our mid-season award picks. So, but for now, just some fun. Contender, Pretender. It's been a fun first 4 weeks. So we're going to go right to it. First team on that list, the New Orleans Saints. Dylan's New Orleans Saints, who have the best offensive football.
Hell yeah. Pretender.
Oh, they're a pretender.
Yeah.
Oh, with the best offense in football.
Because their whole team isn't very good.
Hmm.
Whole team isn't very good. It's not like what you said earlier, Mike, which is one of the most asinine things I think I've ever heard in my life. Where sometimes you just got to acknowledge who you are and score 1,000,001. I'm like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
That was in regards to trading for Devontae Adams.
That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. And I was like, no, I'm good. You can't do that. You can't win like that. You can't win like that. I don't care how good your offense is. Your defense has to be able to do something. And they're also an indoor team. Eventually, they're going to have to play outdoors, and that shit's not going to fly.
Derek Carr is definitely not an outdoor quarterback.
No. Like the Dolphins last year. The fucking offense was ridiculous. Didn't really get in many like heated defensive battles because they're just outscoring everybody. But they can't play in elements.
To be fair, they played that playoff game in like the third coldest game in NFL history, though.
You could have put them in anything below 20. You could have put them in anything below 20 and they would have been struggling.
I don't know. I just know they were playing in negative 10-degree weather.
Listen, I will never. I should have got a speaky for this. That Tua was going to throw a ball into the stands that game. I should have got a fucking speaky because he did.
Like, you get paid tens of millions of dollars to learn how to play in the cold. That's all I gotta say.
You when you're a fucking Florida team.
Are the Saints a contender or pretender?
I think they're contenders. It's not like they had two bad losses in the sense where they just were out of the game. Like, they easily could be 4-0 right now. You know, it's just minor things that they need to clean up, especially against the Falcons and Eagles and whatnot. They'll be fine. I think they're still a very good team. They're going to compete in the South for that crown. And Derek Carr is playing some very inspired football. And I like what they're doing on offense. The defense got to step it up a little bit, but I think they're a contender.
I also think, contrary to what Dylan thinks, I think the Saints are contenders. I think they will be there until the end. They don't have the best offense in football, but they have a good offense and they have a decent defense. So I think they will.
And also, real quick, and also Atlanta. I mean, look, Atlanta had a count on a damn near 60-yard field goal attempt just to beat them too, as well. So let's not forget that.
Put him in the MVP conversation. He's going fucking crazy.
That kid is crazy.
He been doing that shit all year. Give him that shit. Give him MVP.
That's insane.
So when we're saying contender or pretender, is this the contender like we think the team could win the Super Bowl or just or what? Because I don't think they can win the Super Bowl.
I don't think they can win the Super Bowl either, but I think they can be a contender in the terms of they have a shot. I think they can make the playoffs.
I like making noise in the postseason.
You make some noise, yeah.
Okay, yeah, they're a contender.
Then yeah, like if that's the case, yeah.
That's what a contender is, Dylan. It is not like you with this, because I already knew where this was going to go. Everyone's a pretender except the Chiefs. Like,
no, that's not true. Like, I don't. If we're doing a contender, like, I don't think the teams can win the Super Bowl. Like, that's what a contender is to me. Like, they're going to contend for the Super Bowl. No, I don't think so.
Even so, there are teams that can contend for the Super Bowl because
I say the Lions, Chiefs, maybe the Ravens.
Let's wait to see what other teams Mike has.
Oh, okay, my bad.
The next team on the list is their counterparts in the division, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Contender or pretender?
I mean, it's the same situation. Like they could be there in the playoffs, but I wouldn't pick them against like the top tier teams in the conference. So I'd put them as pretenders. I guess also because
I
like
agree.
what version of Baker I'm gonna get in those like big games either. Because Baker keeps like this electric factory of a quarterback where he's like completing a pass and then like dropping a dude and then saying like let's fucking go, or he's just like a train wreck. Oh,
They didn't play back.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They didn't play good at all this week, but I thought he's been very,
he's
very,
been good.
very good.
He's been good. He had what
one bad game.
No, it was the Bronco game, but the Broncos defense is fucking sick. So I was like, okay, cool. But there's something about him against Baker against the Eagles that I'm just gonna pick the fucking Bucks every time.
They just have their numbers.
I'm just gonna pick the Bucks every time. Shout out Darius.
I will say there's
out there. Abachi.
How do you feel? Speaking of Darius, how do you feel about him being on Michael Parsons' podcast, talking about his own teammate getting cooked? I know a lot of people were kind of talking about that.
That's like me going
Don't
on
do it.
pod talking about how much fucking Anthony sucks. Can't do that. I'm supposed to be going on that pod to defend my guys. I can't go there and enemy. It's not happening.
A lot of people were feeling some type of way about Slay doing that shit.
I'm gonna go on that podcast and be like, Anthony's the best opponent I've ever had. I'm gonna hype you up and all that. Slay. Be cooked every Sunday.
What's so weird about that? He's been getting cooked himself. Like, so it's weird that he's even on the podcast.
Loser.
It's like, bro, you getting cooked yourself. Like,
I don't have a problem with it only because they weren't playing. They're not playing each other. So like, you can kind of distance yourself. I don't like it because they're in the same division, but they're not playing each other. They weren't. What Slay was talking about, yeah, I mean, it's not a good look, especially in hindsight. But I wouldn't have done it, but I'm not mad at him for doing it. Next team on the list is the undefeated Minnesota Vikings. Contender or pretender?
Contender. They're legit. Their defense is legit. Legit as fuck. I don't know when this, if not even when, if that's put into the world, that if we get like the Sam Darnold like sugar crash, if that's inevitable, because there are like that is bound to happen. You can't just sit there and be like, oh, he goes from being like not a great quarterback everywhere he's been to all of a sudden like this phenomenal quarterback. Like there's going to be some point where he's going to come back to earth a little bit, and then he'll go back to what the season has been. Like he's going to have those games. If they don't have it, then the sky's the limit. But I'd put money on of the eventual like couple Sam Darnold games that it's like, oh, he kind of reverts back to what was there if they get enough pressure on him, because he is the seeing ghost guy. Unfortunately, that just is what it is. And I've never seen a quarterback get affected more than him when the pressure is there and he starts just throwing to other people that are wide open. So if they could figure out a way, if they could keep him like leading the way in quarterback school right now, then they'll be all right, because he graduated from the Shanahan system right into this new the McVay system, which also is just fucking great for a quarterback. They'll be all right. Shout out to Sam Darnold. JJ McCarthy never playing. Never playing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they're contenders.
I think they're contenders. I'm just mad that I wasn't man enough to put them. I said they were going to finish second in the division, but I didn't pick them to make the playoffs because I let Steven and Dylan convince me the NFC West was going to be all world. And
I mean,
I didn't go with my gut.
They're still a good division. The Rams, it's not my fault. The Rams wide receiving core of elite talent like got hit by every bus in the fucking LA, one after the other. Kyron Williams is still balling. Matt Stafford's doing his thing.
But I knew
And
this
the
Vikings
Seahawks are
team
3-1.
was gonna be good. I feel good again for another prediction so far through 4 weeks that I was right about. But I don't know football. You guys know football.
What was your prediction?
They're gonna finish second in the division.
Who, the Vikings?
Hmm
At this rate, they're going to finish first. You're going to be wrong.
They might, yeah. I know. I wanted to pick them for that too, but I was like, nah, the Lions is the truth, so I had to go with the Lions.
I'm interested in that first Lions Vikings game. That's going to be a really fucking good game.
That's gonna be a really good game.
We move down the list. This is gonna be fun because I'm giving them the stamp. Anthony's Washington Commanders. Contender or
When are we going to... Never mind. You guys don't believe in this shit. No, they're pretenders. They're pretenders. Who you play fucking matters. Like, shout out to Jaden Daniels. Like, he's really fucking good. But he's really good against these bad fucking teams.
Do you have? It's almost like
it doesn't.
You play who's on your schedule. It's like
yeah, but I don't care.
Can he go to?
You play who's on your schedule all you want, but remember that.
Can he go to the down? Like, yeah, can we switch teams this week? Like,
remember that Giants team from 2 years ago when they were beating all these teams that just were worse than them. They got in on a 500 record because of the tie. They played a bad Minnesota team. Yeah, the Minnesota team had a winning record.
Minnesota team that won like 13 games that year.
Yeah, by one, they had like 9 one-score victories that could have been
still a win.
And then they lost to the Giants, and everybody thought the Giants was this good fucking football team. Walked into Philadelphia, got the shit kicked out of them. Then Giants fans came in the next year like, "Yo, we just made the playoffs. We're gonna be so good." How many games they win? 5. And what was the difference between that year and the year before? Oh, they were playing a harder schedule. So it's hard to judge teams when you play bad teams. But when you play good teams, it's not the same. So, like, we'll see. We'll see when they play the other teams in their division. Like, they'll beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, but Dylan, could you at least admit that Jaden Daniels is probably a better quarterback than Daniel Jones?
I said Jaden Daniels is really fucking good at the start of that. Really fucking good at the start of that. So, like, I think the Cliff Kingsbury offense would be great for him. And like they're doing read options, doing all that shit that he was doing. You're playing against bad.
I get what you're saying about beating not the greatest teams, but you also have to understand Washington was not themselves considered a great team either, and they're doing this with a rookie quarterback who, in the last 2 games, has 6 incompletions combined.
Great.
Like, it's one thing if you're beating bad teams; it's another thing if you're just destroying "quote unquote" bad teams when you're not viewed as a great team yourself either. At the end of the day, it's not like we're talking about this top team that's just beating up on bad teams. We're just like, okay, well, we need to see them play a good team. No, we're talking about a team that's not supposed to be that good, and they're beating the dog shit out of these bad teams. Good teams beat up on bad teams.
That they are better than, which you're supposed to do. It's
they're destroying them.
The Giants team was beating the teams they were better than, but the teams that they were.
You can say what you want about the Bengals. You say what you want about the Bengals being 1-3. That's still a good team. Bengals are still a good team.
They are not a good team. The offense is really good. The defense can't stop a fucking nosebleed. The defense just lets you walk right in and do whatever the fuck they want. You are not a good team if you are top tier on one end and dog shit on the other. You're not. That's not how that works. Because more often than not, eventually you need a stop. You need a stop. That Bengals team can't stop shit. That Bengals team only gets up for the Chiefs and nothing else. I don't care. Like, Mike's going to think Joe Burrow thinks Joe Burrow's having a fucking fantastic season. That offense is fucking good. Their defense stinks. It's bad. It's very fucking bad. So, like, I can't call that Bengals team good when they only play one half of the ball.
I think that Washington's pretenders also, but I do think they're a good team. I just don't
They're
think,
fun. They're good. They're
I
better
just don't think
than
they'll
we.
make any noise in the playoffs. If they,
I don't
if
think
they
they'll
get
make
there.
it there.
Yeah, if they get there.
I
You don't think
they're
they'll make
fun.
it there?
I think
not-
they're
I'm not
fun.
ready to
I think
commit to that
they're
yet.
young. That's the hard.
The
like,
Eagles are banged up, and Jalen Hurts looks like a fraud every single week.
and I guarantee you, the
On
Eagles
top of
will-
that, Dallas doesn't look good.
Dallas is also banged up. I guarantee you, Dallas beats them too.
Giants stink.
That happens. That's gonna happen.
The Giants should.
If the Giants kicker didn't get hurt, they beat that. They beat them.
The Giants kick.
Points. They scored 3 touchdowns and lost to a team who didn't score a touchdown.
Crazy.
What's Washington's next? Oh yeah, I know the next game. They got the Browns at home this week.
They should beat them. The Browns also stink.
Someone just
Everybody's.
That's what I was going to throw in.
Do the Browns stink?
Disagree.
The Browns don't stink.
I don't disagree with your premise, Dylan. The problem, like I told you, everyone is not a good team.
But that's just the long and short of it. Not every team is good.
Every team is bad also.
If you lose more than you win, you're bad.
But you're saying this about teams that win more than they lose.
Who that has the fucking Commanders beat that have won more games than they
I'm not
lost?
talking about the Commanders. I'm talking about in general. You do this with everybody.
Who
Everyone
has a
stinks.
winning record that I said stinks?
Everyone thinks you just told us that the 12-win Vikings team stunk from a couple years ago.
Oh, I said that in real time too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what happened? They lost to the
They did
Giants.
not stink.
They
though.
lost to the Giants.
They did not stink, though.
They did stink.
They did not
Because
stink.
again, we look at you yell at me for looking at like just the box score, right? I watched a lot of those Vikings game. They got bailed out a lot on last second shit. They won one possession games that were won at the end of the game. Those are coin.
Yeah, but can you not make can you not make the argument that good teams win those type of games
Exactly.
and consistently win those type of
You
games?
can make the argument that good teams win those type of games. You can also make the argument that it's not sustainable to keep winning those types of games. And eventually
but
the
that's
football
different.
gods
They did it like 10 times that year.
and then they played the
even so,
Giants.
Dylan, that's different though. It's not.
And then they played the Giants.
Sustainable, but that doesn't mean that they're not a good team. It's just not the way that they're winning is not sustainable. Doesn't mean that
Yes,
they're not.
that
good.
is the sign of a team that's not good.
No. It's
If you're doing
not.
something consistently that's unsustainable.
No, it is. I
Because should the Giants have beaten that team?
no, Minnesota's better than them.
Really? Because that game showed me everything that I already knew. That Minnesota team was overrated.
Their defense was not that good that
The
year.
defense was dog shit. Every time that Vikings team played a good team that year, they lost. And not only did they lose, they got their fucking backs blown out.
So
That I would.
the Giants were a good team then, right?
They were not. They were not a good team.
So how did
It's
they
just-
beat Minnesota?
Minnesota was also bad. That was a fraudulent Minnesota team going against a Giants team that squeaked in that had no business being there.
So two bad teams made the
Yes, 2 bad teams played in the playoffs.
I will give you, Dylan, that they largely did not step up well in their few losses. However, they did beat a very good Buffalo Bills team on the road that year. So they do have one example, at least.
Blazing the Buffalo Bills on this shit. They won that
No, I'm
game
talking about
off
that
of
year.
bullshit. They won that game off of bullshit. You remember that catch. And then
I do remember the
Josh
catch.
Allen fumbled in the fucking end zone for a fucking touchback. So we're gonna say, though, they did beat a fucking really good. How did they beat that Bills team? They beat that Bills team off of complete nonsense.
Or they made key plays at the end.
Key plays, Josh Allen fumbling a snap is a key play that the defense made? No.
I'm talking about the Justin Jefferson catch.
What happened after the Justin Jefferson catch? Josh Allen fumbling the ball in his own end zone.
Everyone stinks.
Don't know what to tell you.
If you win, there are good bad teams and there are bad good teams. The Vikings were a bad good team.
And you can make the argument they made winning close games sustainable that year. You can make that argument too at the end of the
And
day.
then they played in a game that matters and threw that out the fucking window to a team that was worse than them.
But again, we can both agree the defense was not that good that year at all.
I said that the whole year and everybody laughed at me. I said that.
No, I think I agree with you when I said the defense.
And everybody was
good.
like, "Oh, you think their defense?" Yeah, I think their defense stinks. You can't.
No, the defense did stink that year.
A game. That's not
The
good.
defense was trash that year.
Can't win that way. It's not happening, Papa. That's why they lost.
But I think Washington are definitely contenders in my opinion. If you just stay within the NFC East for a sec, you look at that division. First of all, Washington's schedule is not hard at all. I looked at the schedule a couple times, and then even when you want to focus on the NFC East matchups,
why would you say it's not hard? Why would you say it's not hard?
Because the teams on the schedule, including the team they're facing this week. Mind you, okay, you want them to be tested so bad. They do have the Ravens coming up. All right?
They have.
I believe.
I'm interested to see that Ravens game. I think the Ravens beat the dog shit out of them. That Bears game is also going to be a weird one because that Bears defense is fucking incredible. And then they have the Giants. I don't care. One of them is going to win that game. Probably not going to be the Giants. So I'll give the Commanders credit there. Then they play the Steelers. Then they play the Eagles. Then they play the Cowboys. Then they play the Titans. Then they play the Saints. Then they play the Eagles again. Falcons, Cowboys. They have a nasty 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game stretch. And you can say 9 out of 10 games is tough.
I don't see the Eagles as a formidable threat to Washington right now.
I don't think the Eagles are a great football team. I think the Eagles are good enough to beat the Commanders because the Commanders' defense stinks. The Eagles are beat up right now. They'll probably have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith back for those games. That Commanders' defense is poo-poo, so I figured Saquon Barkley will run for a good 130 on it. Yeah, Saquon's fucking incredible.
It's moving along here.
I think they're...
Dylan thinks everyone stinks. Washington's gonna lose. Bengals, contenders, pretenders. Dylan clearly thinks they're pretenders.
Pretenders.
I think they're pretenders too because they're not.
You hate Joe Burrow, but Joe Burrow's having a good year.
I say the pretenders too. Even though I still think they're a good team, I think they dug themselves a little too deep of a hole. Especially if they lose this game this week with the Ravens coming in. 1-4 is just not good for them. They dug themselves a little too deep of a hole. Not saying they can't get out. They can easily be contenders. But right now, they're just pretenders. I could very well be changing my tone by next time we do this.
Until they can prove to me they can stop people, I'm not looking at them at all.
And last team is the Steelers.
Pretender. I think their defense is elite. I don't like what I saw from Justin Fields' last game.
You say you don't like what you saw?
No. I didn't think he played a great game last game. The numbers will show otherwise, but I don't think he played a very good game last game at all. I'm still iffy on quarterback. I think Fields has gotten better. I just don't know. And I thought Arthur Smith was calling great plays the first 3 games of the year, and then I watched this game. I'm like, what is Arthur Smith doing? So I don't know. I just don't know what their offensive identity is for me to really do anything. I think they're going to win games, but if they get to the playoffs and they play a tough team, I just don't know how they're going to fare.
Fields made it. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say,
my bad, sorry.
Mike Tomlin is that guy.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin,
Hall
they're
of
going to
Fame.
win games. I think they're going to have a winning season again. Absolutely. If
don't
they get
think
to
they could,
playoffs, I don't think they could
because
have a
I don't
run.
think they can beat the Chiefs, and I don't think they can beat the Steelers. It's the Ravens. But
I don't think they beat the Bills either.
I think they could beat Buffalo. Outside of those two teams, I don't know who else would beat them, honestly. But so they're contenders
Texans.
for me. So maybe I think they would beat the Texans. If they get lucky and they get the side of the draw where Kansas City and Baltimore has to play each other, I could absolutely see Pittsburgh in the conference championship.
The Texans are also one of those teams that are fucking pretenders because they play down to their competition every fucking week. I haven't seen anything I wanted to see out of this fucking Texans team at all this year.
Yeah, they've been really, really fucking disappointing this year.
They've been hot.
Like they've been more cold than hot, in my opinion. I expect them to really come out the gates, and I just haven't seen that yet.
You shouldn't be in a shootout against the Jaguars. This team is too good to be in a shootout against the Jaguars
Or the Colts.
or the Colts. Like I can guarantee you, every game they play is going to be close because they play every game to their opponent. So it's like I want them to be better, but they're a pretender to me because they never can just like definitively beat somebody. And they've had opportunities to beat bad teams in like strong ways that show they're better.
Texans are an interesting team, but
like at least I know the Bills are going to beat the dog shit out of bad teams, right? So it's like, cool, let's see how they do against good teams. Oh, they played the Vikings, got that shit kicked out of them. So I was like, oh, great. What are we doing? Now I really don't know what you are.
Anything else, Anthony? Because we are about to take a hard left.
Oh no, all I was gonna say is I think the Steelers are pretenders, personally. Kind of like what Dylan said, but also Justin Fields. He had an interview recently where he's talking about expressing the need for the offense to get started earlier and whatnot. And that's one of the issues I've had with their offense. I just need to see what it's going to look like. I need to see it progress a little more. They played well so far, but what concerns me is this Indianapolis game when the defense isn't just trampling teams and whatnot. If the Steelers are down by 7, 10 points, can they rely on their offense to win them the game, get back in the game, things like that. So there's still some offensive question marks I have with them. So far, they're doing really well, but I definitely need to see more of them before I'm going to call them contenders.
That's a very good point that I haven't really thought of. Them being a team that really can't play from behind. That's like the Ravens. The Ravens are usually a team where it's like if they go down 14, they don't. Not saying Lamar's not good enough, but their offense isn't built to come back quickly because they chew so much clock with the style of play. So like you have to run the ball to come back, but you're using your time. So it's like you're not built to come back from a big deficit. So it's just something that's just gonna be the natural progression of Fields doing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like Adams on the Ravens would be scary.
Adams on the Ravens.
To see how they fucking use him.
I'm just saying, you find a way to use that Bugatti because it also opens up It opens Zay up also, which just their play action would be unbelievable. But honestly, what he would do for them is make it even easier for Lamar and Derrick Henry because you have to have somebody accounting for Devontae Adams you have to. And you better have somebody, you better have a safety looking at Zay Flowers too, or he gonna run right by your corner, which leaves a light box, which as we see, don't give Derrick Henry a light box because you're gonna be in trouble.
The only problem I have there is it's not a matter of Devontae Adams being good. It's the routes that they have Devontae Adams run. The Ravens offense doesn't have a lot of like usage of guys who run routes. They do like a couple zigs. They do shallow crosses and deep crosses. They don't really have a diverse route tree that they do there. They don't really run Devontae Adams specialties where it's like, oh, you're going to do this and this, this, this. It's all predicated on spreading the field deep so it creates Lamar's ability to do it. He can run any route.
Any
but
route.
He can run any route, but like if you're just going to keep running like these deep crossers all the time, the defense doesn't have to do much. And that's like a problem that some of these teams do. And that's been a problem with the Ravens offense forever. I trust Monken to be able to like figure that out, but that's just kind of what the Ravens offense is. Even if you have a great receiver, I'm not sure if they're going to like help you out
but
in those
again,
situations.
You have to respect that he's there. It lightens the box because you have to respect that he's there. Because if you don't, all Lamar got to do is check it, and you could be in trouble.
Yeah, but it's just
it's
more the question about the play calling. It's just the play calling
easier.
and the system they run more than like the talent, because talent could be there all you want. Absolutely could be there all you want. You can still have trouble getting a guy the ball.
You know who's not going to have trouble getting the ball?
Sabrina?
No. I was going to say Jalen.
Yeah, well, he gets the ball a lot. We're going to talk about that fucking bad trade now.
We're going to talk about these New York Knicks. That's what we're going to talk about. I would say it's only been a couple of times in my life where the Knicks have legitimately made a blockbuster trade. And this was a blockbuster trade. This is a big trade. Whenever you have top 35-ish, top 30 players moving, that's a big deal. I'm not really sure where Cat is on that list. Dylan thinks Julius Randle stinks, but
I think I don't like Julius Randle, but I also don't like this trade for you guys.
I would love to see how you think of Julius Randle now that he's not a Knick. We'll see where that goes.
I still don't like him. I think him and Anthony Edwards are going to fight.
I think they're going to fight. But
like, I'm interested to see how you're going to feel about Julius Randle now that he's not a Knick.
Nothing changes. Well, I don't know if he's going to put the numbers because Anthony Edwards is going to shoot the ball 25 times. So I don't know how that's going to. And Julius is like Gobert's going to be stealing rebounds from him, and I don't know how that's going to. I don't understand how the Minnesota Timberwolves thought that was a good trade. I really don't understand what Minnesota was thinking. Like I just don't. None of it fits. The only thing that fits is Dante. Like that Dante.
The only thing I can see is they only took Julius because his contract's up, and then next year it frees up to get a free agent.
Must be, and they got Dante because Dante fits this. Dante
fits them. He absolutely fits them.
But Julius just
doesn't hurt y'all in the long run.
There.
That Dante shit's gonna hurt you guys in the long run.
It is.
It's gonna bite you in the ass, as well as Cat. Cat's gonna hurt you guys in the long run too.
It depends on if Tibbs is actually creative as a coach and like doesn't want to just run into a brick wall with his offense all the time. Because it's gonna help Brunson because Cat is gonna stand on that 3-point line and it's gonna open the floor.
Yes.
So it's going to help because you're gonna. As soft as he is, Cat is he's a legit
great 3-point shooter.
40% 3-point shooter.
Yeah,
like,
great 3-point shooter. He's just fucking soft.
He's soft.
The problem is he will have his games where he only does that, where you need him to be your big man to go and like get a foul, go play down low, and play hard basketball. He's not going to do that, and he will just relegate himself to the outside. And then defensively, you get into a Philly matchup, he's done. He's useless.
Because we're gonna see because if it's one thing I do know, he hates Joel Embiid just as much as the rest of us.
But he also gets bullied by Joel Embiid.
But he's not as good as Joel. So
he's not as big, as strong as. It's one of those things where you're going to lose that matchup every night, and he's your second best player. When you need your second best player to put up those numbers, he's probably not going to in that series. So now you have to hope Mikal Bridges and OG can like put it together,
which is a possibility. I would still take the Knicks in that series, but
I would
not be easy.
I would not. And before this trade, I would take you guys in that series.
We lost depth. It's like Philly has more depth than us.
Sucks. That's what sucks. Dante.
That's the part that bothers me.
Like, you lose 2 of your 3 best offensive rebounders this offseason, where it's like you lose Dante, you lose Hartenstein. Fuck it. Julius Randle is a good offensive rebounder too. Let's do that too, right? You lose 3 of your 4 best offensive rebounds because you still have Mitch on your team. Cat's not going to sit there and bang and try to get rebounds. Josh Hart's going to be your guy diving in there besides like Mitch. So it's like you lose a lot of the effort because Cat's not going to give you this crazy Tibbs effort because we saw this already.
Mhm.
That just doesn't mesh. So I don't even know why Tibbs signed off on this.
I feel like they're going to try again. So they're going to try again to just
Some
mess it up,
people are
you know.
Tibbs guys, some people just aren't. You had a full
And also we're banking on some of the others taking that next step, like Jericho Sims and whatnot. So that's also the other thing
I'll
too.
tell you a secret about Jericho Sims, Anthony.
Stinks.
What's the
He's kind of
secret?
stupid. Kind of fucking stupid. Right, Mike?
I'm not a Jericho Sims fan.
He's fucking stupid. I'm not going to say he stinks because athletically he has a ceiling that could, like, if he just kind of isn't dumb, he could play a JaVale McGee role, but he's fucking stupid.
He's JaVale McGee.
He's JaVale McGee before JaVale McGee stopped being stupid. And I don't know if Jericho Sims is capable of, like, not.
He's gonna drive Tibbs crazy. He's gonna drive me insane.
Like, you
Because
guys,
when Mitch gets
should
hurt
have-
for 3 weeks and I have to deal with him being the starter,
No,
I'm
they'll just
gonna
move Cat at that point and then just spread you guys real thin.
it's gonna drive me crazy.
Spread you guys real thin. So, like, I don't know. I thought you guys, if you were going to move Randall, should have waited to see what you guys have as a
I
collective.
don't understand why it had to happen.
Because
right
it's
now.
like, if Randall ends up being the odd man out, which I thought he could have been, because they want to spread the ball more and get everybody, because you have a team filled with Jalen Brunson and then Julius Randle and then a bunch of guys who are going to score like 18. So it's like, okay, everybody's going to be getting shots, be more fluid of an offense. Julius Randle might feel a little like, hey, I like the ball more. Like, you probably get him out then if he feels like he's bigger than the team and like the ego starts to show up. And then you go and you address the needs of, hey, let's try to replace Hartenstein. Hey, let's go try to get a little bit more depth. Let's turn Julius into 3 guys or 2 guys to help move this along and, like, let us be the grinder team that we were. We would grind you into dust because we had so much depth to be able to do this. This kind of ruins that for me. Like, you go from this gritty grinder team to just like, Jalen Brunson's going to lead the way, but ultimately, whatever postseason hopes you guys have are kind of going to rely on him, on Cat.
The only thing
I wouldn't say that. I still think it still relies on us being healthy too, as well. Because a healthy Knicks team, even with these trades and whatnot and how we look, I still think we're going.
if this team is
I still
healthy,
say,
we still get to the conference finals because
yeah,
defensively it's still there though. If this team is healthy, this is a
Yeah.
very good defensive team because
we may be more top heavy, but we're still really good.
like I've been telling you, Dylan, Mitchell Robinson is a top 5 defensive player of the year candidate. We know OG's a monster on the wing. Mikal Bridges plays defense.
Mikal Bridges.
Josh
Yep.
Hart plays defense on the wing.
Josh Hart.
If this team is healthy, they are still gonna grind you into dust. It's just that this team is the definition of a 3-and-D team. Like that's what the vision is. We play defense and we just shoot a shitload of threes. And that's what this team is going to do. And then the plan is in the playoffs, because we all know the threes, that this doesn't happen in the playoffs. Then we just give it to Jalen Brunson to ISO ball in the half court and let's see what happens. That's what the idea is in their head. And if it's healthy, it could work. They're built, and this team is built for Boston. This team is specifically built for Boston.
And I don't think they're as good.
Well, no, because Jaylen Brown and
That's the
Jason
thing. I
Tatum
just don't.
are
They're
phenomenal players.
they're like they're built for Boston, but y'all aren't as good or deep as Boston. So it's like,
I don't think we're
okay,
as deep as Boston offensively. Again, I think defensively we can still give them problems.
and
We're
then
gonna have to score. We're gonna have to make our shots. That's what's gonna to beat Boston. They're gonna have to make the shots because Cat is literally here because Porzingis massive destroyed us every time we played them last year. And then the Knicks watched the finals and they saw Porzingis kill Dallas for the 20 seconds he was on the floor. He killed Dallas. So they was like, yeah, if he comes back healthy, we gonna need something for that because
yeah, but Cat can't guard on the perimeter either. Like those two are gonna be a wash because they're
that's
both
what I
doing
think
the
that's
same
what the
thing.
point is. I think that's what the point is. They're looking at him to cancel Porzingis out.
Because everybody knows with the Knicks, you have to try to cut it off at the head. You have to kill the snake by the head, and that's what Boston's going to try to do.
That's what Drew Holiday's for.
Drew Holiday, Derek White, fucking
Derek White too.
Twitch Jaylen Brown every once in a while. Like they're going to try to cut you off at the fucking neck, and it's going to be like, cool. Once you get Jalen Brunson out of the game, what are you? And then that's going to be where we find out who you are, where it's like, oh, if you do that with Boston, oh, you Tatum, oh, you got Brown. Oh, Brown, you have Tatum. Oh, Drew Holiday's good. Porzingis is good. Al Horford's good. Like, you have the ability to get that whole team there. The real team for you guys is Philly and Milwaukee. Those are the two teams where I would need to see you guys. Though I would love to see you guys in a series against Milwaukee, because Milwaukee is also a tough team. And you have Giannis.
They're getting long in the tooth, except for Giannis.
This is the last one. This is like that Bucks team last run, and if they don't win a playoff series, you have to
blow it up.
Blow it up.
Blow it up with Doc. Yeah. They're gonna blow it up with Doc.
And add that to Doc's record.
Yeah, blow it up. And everyone's gonna blame Doc for it too.
No, eventually it's just time for teams just run their course. It is what it is.
You know how to mediate.
Yeah. But Doc deserves it too.
Doc will get
the most overrated coach of my lifetime is Doc Rivers. Never seen somebody get hired based off of fucking 2008 championship before. Hey, I don't know. I think you guys beat everybody in the East besides like those other three teams. I think would give you guys fucking fits. So who knows? I just don't like this Cat trade for you guys. I thought you were better before this trade.
So did I.
Anthony's just glad Julius Randle's finally gone.
This is true.
Because all it's gonna take is for like that first playoff series where Cat kind of starts to do like the Karl Anthony Towns thing where he kind of just like shrinks. Anthony's gonna be like, "What the fuck did you bring him here for?" And then he's gonna be screaming for Julius Randle.
And while Julius Randle was dropping third,
but who also didn't do anything in the postseason. No, but there was even on there. See, it's not like Randle was doing shit in the postseason either.
Julius Randle's got fucking Sabonis in hell over there
in the playoffs. In the playoffs?
Yep.
When has Julius Randle ever had a good playoff game?
Watch it happen.
He hasn't done anything in the playoffs. Like
he's gonna have hell in the playoffs. And I'm gonna be sitting here like
he's a bad playoff player. You know, I was at the shop with Flo last week, and we were talking, and I was like, before the trade. This is like a day before the trade. And we're talking, and he's like, yo, this is the year Mitch Robinson's played all year. I'm like, I'll put any amount of money that Mitch Robinson gets hurt this year. Any amount of money. I was like, not because I want him to get hurt, because it's just going to happen. It's going to happen. He's going to miss like 3 weeks. And then had a time at the end of the year, and then something's going to happen in the playoffs. Like, it's just going to happen.
This year, he had that thug purposely injure him. So I don't know how much of that is his fault.
Bill, you know damn well that was on purpose.
Somebody purposely trying.
I think the pull was perfect on purpose. I didn't think the intent to injure was.
Of course, he didn't
a thing.
intend to injure him.
But then he didn't do it on purpose.
But
then
he
he
knew
didn't hurt him
exactly
on
what
purpose.
No, he was trying. No, actually, then fuck.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing, though.
He knew what he
No,
was
he knew
doing.
he was
He knew
trying
what
to
he
hurt
was
him
doing.
down, but he was. I don't think anybody's intention is to really hurt anybody,
But he knew what
unless
he was
you're
doing.
fighting them.
He knew what he was doing, though.
No, absolutely. Embiid, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you that Embiid's not a dirty player, right? I'm not going to sit here and argue that. I will argue with you that the intent is not to hurt anybody. Just shit happens.
So what is the intent there?
To pull him down with him. That was the intent. Oh, you want to? We're gonna be involved together. You, me, going on the ground. You're coming down with me. Let's go. We're going on a ride.
Dirty play from a dirty
play. Absolutely. Intent to injure. I wouldn't say that.
But that's what I mean. I don't blame Mitch for that. I don't man, you need to take care of your body. You need to
he needs to take care of his body for the other reasons he gets injured.
But that injury is not, I'm gonna go, here you go again. It just happened because you were frustrating the hell out of a dirty player and he did a dirty play.
Still injured.
Just like Julius's injury. I mean, that's as freak an injury as you can get. I still can't believe he messed his shoulder up like that. That bet, I've seen guys pop their shoulder and just be fine. It's crazy. Our franchise is cursed.
Bad teams do bad team things.
We're still going to the conference finals, though.
We'll see.
This is the year, and you're going to be miserable on post game live.
We'll see. Again, depends on the matchups. Depends on the matchups. Y'all gonna end up hating Cat. That's gonna be when we get to the NBA season. It's gonna be, oh, what's your prediction? All y'all gonna hate Karl Anthony Towns. All y'all gonna hate him. Put that on it real early NBA prediction. Every Knicks fan on the pod is gonna hate Karl Anthony Towns.
There's a chance. He's got work to do. What did I say the night the trade happened, Dylan? The night it happened.
Soft.
He's soft. He is soft.
Big Purr, the bodega cat himself. Sitting on the bread. Sitting on the bread.
This man has 3 different voices. No. Come on, man. What?
He's the Tyrese Halliburton of big men.
Because that's another one. Soft.
Oh God. You see his
Halliburton.
media day picture?
No, because I don't care about it.
How about
God,
James
it's so
be like,
fucking
why are they withholding all the media day pictures of Cat? Because he wasn't allowed to be there.
He wasn't allowed to be there.
Then why are they withholding all the pictures? The trade wasn't finalized. Then he sends pictures. The trade was finalized. Like, yeah, today. Media day was yesterday.
And I'm sure the Knicks had a special thing for him today, for him to do all of that.
Yeah, it's that's why you think all the Knicks players are like, who's Karl? I don't know, Karl. They traded for Cat? That's crazy. You can't say anything about it. Or I think at that point it's tampering because the trade isn't official.
So,
but they can comment on Julius because he's currently on the team.
Yeah, Julius was on the team, but he wasn't at media day.
Well, he was in the middle of getting traded.
Neither was Dante. And
Dante quietly mad about the Nova Knicks coming together.
Yeah, he wasn't happy about that. I can understand why.
I can understand it, but bro, don't let New York gas you. Don't let New York gas you.
He would have had a reduced role, so I can see where his issue would have lied.
You hit one of the
You know what I
biggest
have to
shots
say
in
to that?
history.
You suck it up and you go and do what you got to do. You star in your role. That's all championship teams have their guys who have to star in their role and be okay with it.
Yeah, but he wants to get paid. I mean, he know what he's capable. 4 years, $50 million, doing.
That's at that time that was the going rate for him. He can't just get a new contract 1 year in.
No, I'm saying no, I'm not saying 1 year in, but I'm saying he wants to get paid. He doesn't want to take a reduced role. And unfortunately, Bridges coming to the team.
Paid. He wasn't going to get paid off of that last performance last year. That performance
No, of
last
course
year
not.
was
But
the same contract he's got this year.
no, of course not. But like just seeing him take that progression and whatnot, like that's he wanted to assume a bigger role. That was his intent. He didn't want to take another back seat. He would have been the odd one out. He was the odd one out with this whole Nova Nick shit. So I mean, just reading into it's like, okay, it makes sense. I wish he would have been like the team player and just be cool with it, but it is what it is.
That's gonna hurt y'all. He set the record for threes in fucking season for Knicks. Had a great postseason, but again, like, do we really think Dante would have been a guy that you could just sit there and be like, oh yeah, he's gonna average 20 something a game? No. If you do, that's crazy. He wasn't gonna be
He
that
did
guy.
have some good post. He did have some good postseason games.
Great. That shit happens, but like out of necessity. But do you think he could have been that day to day? I don't think there's a person who thought that he could do that day to day. So I was like, what more of a role you need to be? Your role was your role. You got everybody together because this is what everybody wanted. Star in your role. Like, yeah, you have a reduced role. Be the best version of you in that fucking role and force Tibbs to make a decision.
And he said, I'm good on that shit.
So now he's going to be playing in fucking Minnesota. Have fun. Have fun playing the same exact role you were going to be playing.
Well, we're going to move along because we will be talking about these Knicks all season. Let's go to the WNBA. Let's go to the W. Hey, Anthony, do you still remember what women's basketball is? You remember that league? I haven't heard you talk about it. I haven't heard you talk about it since.
Nah, but I mean, to be fair, I've been really hyper focused on Raiders football and just like the team and Devontae Adams and all that. That's really been taking. Dylan's been posting new Devontae Adams headlines in the chat like every 5 minutes, so I've been really just more so focused on that. So I haven't really got a chance to. I will dive back into. I just haven't got a chance to really get back up to speed. It's been but I will get up there.
Let me let you know the New York Liberty, them girls is balling right now. They have
that I do know. That I do know. They're up 2-0 on the Aces.
They are up 2-0 on the Aces after a great game 2, which was as good of a basketball game as you could watch. And they are now up 2-0 in the best of 5. No team in WNBA history has come back from 2-0. Means nothing to me. Nope. Means nothing to me because I that's how much I respect Asia Wilson because I don't care. That team isn't done until there are zeros on the clock. Once there's zeros,
where's games 3 and 4
in Las Vegas? So this series is not over.
It's not over till the body's
not over yet. I actually fully expect Las Vegas to win game 4, game 3, and win it easily. Actually, I expect them to blow the Liberty out in game 3. Game 4 is the night. That's the night where this has got to end because if this comes back to Brooklyn,
don't want to see them win on the home court again.
Can't. Dylan saw me crash out in real time last year.
Yeah,
I crashed out last year. You understand? Like, y'all just don't get it. I have literally since the W was created, I have been rocking with the Liberty for 25 years, and last year was about as low as the Liberty have been to the finals. I think 3 or 4 times in my life. I've seen them get close. Last year hurt. I really thought last year was I really thought last year was the year. Just like I really feel like this is the year. Although Connecticut still scares me, and if it's the Liberty versus Connecticut, I'm going to be so conflicted because I would be so happy for Connecticut, but it's the Lib. It's my girls. But we'll deal with that. And as you know, Anthony, I am a massive fan of Dejanay. she is my WNBA girl right there. But nevertheless, 2-0 Liberty. Connecticut is 1-1 with Minnesota. And I think I was on here with you, right, Dylan? During that game, that game was physical, very physical, and Minnesota stood up to Connecticut with the physicality, which made me nervous because that's Connecticut's calling card. But games 3 and 4, any analysis, Dylan? How are you feeling? How are you?
Sabrina always makes me feel great. When it comes to this Liberty team, she had herself a fucking game. So I need that.
Why does the cat? I mean, Asia's having a good season. Sabrina's been the best player on the floor both games.
Mm-hmm.
Both games. Mm-hmm. Which again, Anthony, was why I was infuriated that Caitlin Clark was first team All WNBA. Because what basketball were you watching? Sabrina's the best point guard in the league. She's the best point guard in the league, and she's been the best on the floor. She's been like, she's in her prime. I can tell watching. She's in her prime right now. This is her at peak level. So the Liberty got to capitalize because
they have to. They can't.
You can't waste this.
Nope. Because she's hot. She's fucking hot. Also,
and she's confident, which is also scary. She's playing like she knows she's the best player on the floor, and that's what's scarier. He's playing like, nah, it's me. I'm gonna score. I'm gonna score. You can't, Kelsey. Kelsey Plum. I'm sorry, you're not stopping it.
Yes, she was not. She was not. Becky Hammon was fucking shitting on Kelsey Plum in one of the huddles. I saw a video on the side after one of the timeouts. She was just
that video I saw that.
Like, I love Becky Hammon. I hate that loser shit at the end of press conference. You know how I feel about loser shit. I will call everybody out on loser shit. I don't care who you are, how great you are, how much I respect you. Saying, "Oh, our team, they want it more. They're grinding. They're tired of us. They get their asses kicked.
The league is tired
of us. Blah 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 blah. All of our players would shoot commercials. Blah blah blah. Oh, fucking well. Play basketball and do better. Do better. You're the coach.
And
coach them.
Nothing infuriates me more than the commercials argument because, like, are we that dumb that we think every time we see a commercial that's live? Like,
or it was recorded last week.
Like, these commercials, Asia Wilson did that commercial months and months ago. Like,
Sabrina's in commercials.
Sabrina's in the commercial with her. Like, what are we doing? Like that's why the Baker Mayfield commercial stuff bothered me because
that shit was always funny because he was always into bad commercials.
I thought that him living in the stadium was funny. I thought that was funny, but like he was playing bad, but he had a popular commercial, so they would play the commercial all the time. And it was like he needs to stop doing commercials and get in the film room. Do you think he's shooting a commercial every week before the game? Like, what are we talking about? Asia Wilson is laser focused on one thing right now, and that's the New York Liberty. She's not worried about nothing else right now. So to sit here and be like, oh, well, she's got commercials and we're tired and
loser shit.
Like, no.
Loser shit.
No, because Stewie and Sabrina was on that same team. They was on that same team.
Loser shit.
So,
don't make I have too much respect for you, Becky Hammon. Don't make me put you in the same fucking pedestal as Rick Carlisle. Don't make me do it. I'll send you to oblivion, girl. Don't do it.
Yeah,
just be a great coach. Take responsibility. Say we need to be better, and fucking move on. Don't start making excuses and shit. That sounds like she's accepted loss.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bullshit you can't do. You can't sit there and be like, oh, commercials, they're tired of us, blah, blah, blah. No. You say that shit to the people in your locker room. You say, hey, they're tired of us. We want to show them why they're tired of us. Let's fucking go out there and repeat. Let's go do this. Let's do X, Y, Z. Because that other shit's bullshit. I'm not here for it. Not here for it.
What you need to do is figure out a way to get Kelsey Plum involved in the offense. That's what you need to do.
Stop Sabrina. That's what you need to figure out what to do. Stop
that,
Sabrina.
Yeah, that probably would help too.
Stop Sabrina.
Sabrina's out here high-fiving Spike Lee and Carmelo Anthony on the sidelines. Give y'all work. So you want to talk about this Asia Wilson comment? I don't really.
I think it's a big nothing.
We can skip past that.
Yeah, it's a fucking.
We gotta get some other
nonsense.
I mean, there's nothing much more for us to talk about.
Did we do the confidence thing?
That's all we really have. I mean, we do have to preview the baseball playoffs. I'll do it for you real quick. Astros lost. They fucking suck. They fucking stink. I'm glad they're dead. They stink. They lost. They're dead. Ha. 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 Yankees versus the world. Yankees versus the AL Central starts next week.
Aren't you guys facing the Royals?
Yep. And the other series is the Guardians and the Tigers. So 3 AL Central teams and the Yankees. The AL Central has a 75% chance of having a team in the World Series. Give me the fucking Yankees. Over in the NL, Mets, devastating loss tonight. So they got a winner-take-all game with Milwaukee. Dodgers and Padres are locked in. Padres won, Dylan. Padres won.
Yay.
Got the Braves up out of here. So we got Padres, Dodgers, which I can't wait. That's going to be fun. Anthony, you think Ohtani's the best player in the world, right?
Yes.
You noticed his first playoffs, right? So what's going to happen?
What he's been doing all year. He's gonna. What was that?
I was gonna say you got a number for me. It's a best of 5. How many? Will he hit a home run in this series?
Oh yeah, he's gonna hit 3.
If he hits 3, the Dodgers are gonna win.
Yeah.
Do you think
he's been on it here?
Do you think he's gonna steal any bases?
Yeah, he'll get 2.
3 home run, 2 stolen base in a 5-game series is nasty. It's nasty. That means he's tearing San Diego up. That's what that means.
And we're also talking about Ohtani too. So.
We've never seen Ohtani in the playoffs, so I don't know what to expect.
Because quiet as it kept, Mike Trout is also trash in the playoffs.
He's only been there like twice.
Trash. Trash in the playoffs.
He's only been there like twice, but we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see what the Yankees do. We'll be here. Me and Dylan may live stream one of these games. We're also crazy, so I don't know if it's in our best interest health-wise to be live streaming during these games.
I know that it's gonna be rocking in Kansas City when y'all go there.
It is going to be rocking in Kansas City. It's going to be a fun atmosphere.
The Royals being relevant again, like that's.
And I don't give a fuck.
And care less. I hope Aaron Judge hits a home run and hits that stupid crown in center field. Hits it right on the head.
They can be as rocking as they want. Ask me if I fucking care. Yankees by a billion.
You know what else is going to be rocking? The Bronx. Bronx is going to be
Bronx is going to be a zoo.
Them boys in Kansas City ain't ready for what they not ready for what they walking into on Saturday. Let me tell you that. And the Astros lost. You think Yankee fans don't smell blood right now? You think we don't smell blood?
Mike, what do you? I bet $5 is a fuck Altuve chant on Saturday.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, bum ass home, cheating ass. Home. You lost to the Tigers. The Tigers. You lost to Frosted Flakes. That's what you lost to. You lost. Home in your stupid orange jersey. You lost. Home crying. Today was a beautiful day watching them lose. Beautiful. Michael K on
Also,
beautiful.
game 3 is next Wednesday. Yankees
The
and
Yankees
Royals.
have. I don't like the schedule that they have the Yankees on. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. But the Yankees
Saturday, Monday, Wednesday.
The Yankees last played last Sunday, so they're off until Saturday. They get a day off. They play Monday, then they don't play again until Wednesday. That's 3
that
games.
Then they play Thursday.
From last year.
That's like 3 games in like 12 days.
Or no team in NBA playoffs was more rested than the Knicks because they had 4 days between every game.
But in baseball,
But they do play game 4 the day after.
Baseball, that's not good though. Like
baseball is not good.
You need that rhythm. So Yankees by a zillion. Let's get into these confident picks. I don't have Roz's confidence picks still, and I forgot to ask him.
All right, get them for me beforehand. Roz went perfect last week.
Did he? Oh, so
yeah.
Wow.
Roz went 3 for 3. He got 6 points last week. You and Anthony both only got your 3-pointer right. I got my 1 and my 2-pointer right. Did not get my 3-pointer right. So we all got 3 points last week added on. If we're going just based off of the full thing so far, I am still in the lead with 11. You guys have 8. But if we're just going by this week, Roz is up 6-3 on all of us.
All right. Well, let's hit the music.
I gotta look at the matchups.
All right. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, Anthony, go ahead.
All right, my 3-point pick is going to be the 49ers over the Cardinals. My 2-point pick is going to be the Saints over the Chiefs. And my 1-point pick will be the Vikings over the Jets.
Mike, you go next, or you want me to go next?
I can go. So, I'm not crazy about any of these games. Again, not for a 3. There's a lot of 1s and 2s out here this week. Not a lot of 1s and 2s. I am confident, like Anthony is, that San Francisco is going to win, but I won't copy him. We don't attach ourselves to Anthony picks.
Any given Sunday.
You're right. You are right about that. But we're going to go out here and we're going to stand on business. And I hope I'm not jinxing them, but we're going to stand on business. Best quarterback in the league, not named Patrick Mahomes. Baltimore Ravens. Give me 3 on Baltimore over Cincinnati. Stand on business here. Dylan's trash ass Bengals.
Yeah, they're not good.
Now, my 2-pointer. My 2-pointer is actually.
Don't do what I'm going to do. I'll kill you if you do the same pick I'm going to pick.
All right, fuck it. Let's do it. Let's. I just don't want to, because I'm gonna be so mad if the Giants ruin this for me. But give me Seattle over the Giants. Give me Seattle over the Giants. And my 1-pointer. Let's go to the We Stink Bowl. Let's go to the We Stink Bowl and give me Chicago over Carolina.
Oh, you picked that.
I thought you were gonna say Patriots over Dolphins.
There's a couple.
I'm surprised you didn't pick Commanders over Browns.
The Browns are still too bipolar for me. They're bipolar. I don't know, and I don't trust Washington enough yet. So Baltimore, Seattle, Chicago. Those are my confident picks. The floor is
All right.
yours.
For my 3, I'm going with the Chiefs over the Saints. For my 2, I'm going with the Broncos over the Raiders.
This motherfucker.
And my 1, I'm going with the Steelers over the Cowboys.
See, I don't know. Like, I would have picked Denver also, but Antonio Pierce, he's a motivator, and he could mess around and motivate this team to do something crazy.
And
play
Sean
great.
Payton might outcoach circles around him.
But Denver's offense is also
Also bad.
Do you remember the last time the Broncos beat us?
I
Do
don't
you
really care.
legitimately remember the?
I don't care. Anthony, take whatever you're gonna say, throw it out the window. This Broncos defense is fucking legit. So
Yeah.
I'm
They were legit the past couple of years as well. That didn't matter. Their defense was legit the past couple of years. It didn't matter, Dylan. It did not matter.
You guys struggle running the ball. They're the best run defense in football. They blitz.
Okay.
They
No,
have
still haven't beat.
the wide
Still
receiver.
can't remember the last time they beat us. We've swept them like 4 years. We've swept them like 4 years in a row, Dylan.
You
Like,
beat them, you don't. That's the thing here. Any given Sunday, right? Didn't you just say that?
not when it's Raiders Broncos.
Hey, man.
Not when it's Raiders Broncos.
It took forever for the Jets to beat the Patriots, and then we did 2 in a row. That's all it takes. You don't win until you win, and you always got to start somewhere. Always got to start somewhere, my friend.
That Broncos offense stinks, Dylan.
It's Sunday. They do. They beat us by scoring with 60 yards. It's crazy, right? But sometimes you just need to score one time. That's it. That's it. Your defense isn't as good as ours, and I watched this Broncos team score a ton of points before. So we'll see. We will see.
We will see.
This Sunday, October 6th at 4:05 p.m. when the Denver Broncos face the Las Vegas Raiders without Devontae Adams because he'll be traded because I think his hamstring injury is fake in Mile High Stadium.
and that is the fantasy focus.
I need to get those picks from Roz for him to continue. If he doesn't have picks this week, then it's going to be a weird way to score all this.
Yeah. Let's take it home. I'm him with this week.
I'm him. Who do I have for I'm him this week? Does anybody want to go before me? Because I don't have anybody yet.
I do. I definitely have an eye on him. Fucking Jared Goff. He's definitely on him for me. Man had a literal perfect game. This is like 18 of 18 and 19 of 19. Multiple touchdown passes, over 200 plus in the air. Like, he was the literal definition of perfect in that game. He even caught a damn touchdown pass from Amon St. Brown. So, yeah, he's definitely behind him.
You have one, Dylan? Because I'm ready.
I do have one. Problem is, you could go. I'm not fully prepared yet because I forgot his name, so I have to look up his name.
My I'm him. I have two, but my real I'm him is Derrick Henry because he's a Hulk.
I knew you were gonna say.
Like, hello, 200 yards rushing, Buffalo, 87-yard run. He's Hall of Fame back, man. He's just really good. So he's my I'm him. My other I'm him will actually be split. Rest in peace to Kimbe Mutombo.
Yes.
All
Oh
the
yeah, rest in peace.
stories that I've heard since his passing, he was a hard to believe he was a better man than he was a player, and he was a hell of a defensive player. He also has legitimately top 3 funniest commercials of all time. So R.I.P. Kimbe Mutombo, R.I.P. Pete Rose, Charlie Hustle. Not the best man in the world, but baseball player, not gonna find many better than Charlie Hustle. So R.I.P. to him. Kane can now rest easy. No more sneak attacks. It's over. It's over. Kane won. Kane won.
All right, I'm ready. I'm him. Freshman wide receiver Ryan Williams for the Alabama Crimson Tide. In case y'all didn't know, it was Alabama, Georgia this weekend in a dogfight where for like the first half, Alabama was beating the dog shit out of Georgia. Second half, Georgia comes back, takes the lead with about 2 minutes left. This kid, Ryan Williams, was balling all game, and he caught, I believe it was a 65-yard touchdown in double coverage, came back, caught it, split the defenders with a spin move, and ran up the field. This kid's not going to be draft eligible for another 2 years, and he's probably the best wide receiver in the country because this is not the only time he's done shit like this. He's been doing this all season. He's unfucking real. Unreal. He's probably number one of the Biletnikoff right now. For those of you who don't know, Biletnikoff is the number one wide receiver in the country. That gets given out every year. He's a fucking stud at 17 years old. He already looks like he can fucking play with the best of them. So shout out to him. He was fucking sick. Sick.
That catch that you're talking about was unbelievable.
And then the moves he put on after the catch, the spin to split them both was ridiculous. He's a fucking cheat code. Fucking cheat code. And these aren't losers that he's played against. These are Georgia DBs. These are some of the best DBs in the country, period. These are guys who will be in the NFL.
That will be
like
in the league.
These are the best versions you're going to get at this level. And as a freshman, he's like,
Make you run into each other.
To win the fucking game.
To win the game.
Unreal.
Nasty work.
And that was a horrid throw, too. That was such a bad fucking throw, too. But shout out to him. Jalen Miller also balled the fuck out. So he's been, I don't think Jalen Miller is going to be it. No, I will. I'm going to insult him, but I'm going to give him a compliment, too. I don't think Jalen Miller is going to be a good NFL quarterback, but he is absolutely, like, he has to be in the Heisman conversation. Has to be in the Heisman conversation. For me, the Heisman conversation is in no particular order. Cam Ward, Jalen Milroe, Travis Hunter. Those are three. And then Alshon Jeanty from Boise State. He's fucking killing it, too. But those four, Travis will probably fall out because Colorado's performance will probably start to go a little bit down. But Cam Ward is probably my front runner right now. He's a fucking dog.
Probably.
Dog. Yeah, because you can't argue Jalen Milroe. Like, you can't just leave him there. Like, off that.
It's Cam Ward. That's it.
No, it's not just.
Did you see Miami win this week?
Who did
You
Miami
see
face?
it. You played Virginia Tech.
Whatever. I did watch that game. He gets a lot of credit for that screen pass. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I'm not going to give guys credit when the guy catching the ball literally does all the work. I'm not going to do that.
I know that sentiment all too well.
It's just like, wow, Cam Ward threw a 45-yard touchdown pass. He threw it behind the line of scrimmage, and the running back did everything.
You still have to complete the pass, though.
Exactly.
I don't want to hear none of that.
Because
Like, then he.
that's what you used to say about Purdy all the time.
I just want then give him credit for the completion. All the other yards go right to the running back and only the running back. Because that's wild. It was a wild play. But I do like Cam Ward. Cam Ward is slowly climbing up that like the charts of guys who will probably be in the NFL, like in the top picks, because of how well he was playing. He was playing good last year, but now he's doing it on like a prestigious school where it's getting more like eyes on it. Cam Ward's going to end up being a first-round pick if he keeps this up.
Boy, he's balling out of his mind.
It'll be the first Miami quarterback fucking in the league since when? Testaverde?
No, Ken Dorsey.
When was Ken Dorsey in the league?
I don't know what year that was.
Because Testaverde was after him.
No, Testaverde was before him, Dylan.
Was he? When was Ken Dorsey in the league?
Testaverde was in the league in the 90s. Dorsey played with Shockey. I don't even need to look.
Oh my God, I don't even remember Ken Dorsey in the fucking NFL. Jesus Christ. Yeah, because he was bad. Never mind. I'm sorry.
That's not what you asked, though.
I know. Does that count? Does that count? I'm talking about like real quarterback.
It counts.
No, it doesn't. We're talking about real quarterback. There hasn't been a real like Miami quarterback in the NFL since fucking Testaverde.
Flutie.
What was Flutie?
Flutie might have been before. Oh no, Flutie
was before Testaverde.
before Testaverde. Whatever. All I know is the you above versus everyone. That's all I know. Follow us, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button for when we go live. Thank you everyone for watching, listening. Make sure you ring the bell. Onwards and upwards. We move along. I don't have anything else. You guys have anything else?
That guy eat the shit yet?
No.
All right, we'll check it back next week.
Roundtree gonna shock the world this weekend?
Who?
Roundtree. UFC.
No. No. I like Khalil Roundtree. I just don't like him enough. I just don't like him enough.
If he can avoid the left hand, he's gonna shock the world.
You think you're gonna do it? You think you're gonna avoid the left hand?
I want to know what happens when he hits Alex. Actually, that's what I want to know.
Fair point.
Because like people stop moving when he hits them. So the question is he going to be able to hit? Because I wanted to know what was going to happen when Jamal hit him. We never found out. We never found out. I really wanted to see what was going to happen with Jamal because I saw Izzy put him to sleep, and I know Izzy don't hit as hard as these dudes.
No, but he just hit him on the button.
What happens if one of these dudes hits him on the button? What if one of these dudes they hit harder than Izzy? What happens if they clip him? What happens if they clip him?
Then we got ourselves a predicament. Because I like Khalil Roundtree. I don't think he's good enough to be champion.
I don't think he's good enough to be champion either, but I think he hits hard enough to be champion.
He does. So it's like, I just don't want guys who are going to be champion who are just going to just toss this belt around.
Oh, he would definitely be a transitional champion.
Like that, those I can't.
Sadly, he's getting packed up by
anyone.
The samurai that he just knocked out. He's getting packed up by him.
Yuri Prohaska?
Yeah, he's getting packed up by. He's packing Khalil up. Jamal is packing him up.
Yeah. Jamal's
But
still trying to cry about that last loss. No, man, you lost.
I mean, you
bro.
got your lights turned off, but he did step on his foot. He absolutely stepped on his foot.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's a fact. He stepped on his foot.
You
Lined
say
him up,
no,
they lined
things
him
like,
up
oh, the
perfect.
ref should have stepped in for that thing. No, man, no, he shouldn't have.
You should have been ready. You should have had your hands
Should have
up.
been ready. That's your own fault. I didn't realize
stepped on
Juliana
his foot.
Pena was fighting on this card.
Yeah.
Are we ready to say that she's also really not that good?
We'll probably be saying that after Saturday, honestly.
Okay.
Probably. I'm not making a pick. I'm just saying we might be saying that after.
Okay, good. Because am I crazy for thinking Kayla Harrison is like the best woman in the bantamweight division?
I don't know yet.
Because I know she's been a dog. I was watching her at PFL. She a dog.
She also seems like a one-trick pony to me.
Dog.
She very much gives Ronda Rousey to me.
Dog.
Someone punched her in the face.
I mean, she's got a strong face.
Good night, everybody. Good night. We will see you next week on Speak on the Podcast. Follow us. Like, share, subscribe. We're here. Pulse Media.